Hi, everybody. I just want to record a short video to talk about your first exam that's coming up on Monday, January 27th, and talk about things you can do to prepare for it, what to expect. And then if you have any questions at the end of this video, please do reach out and let me know. So I'll share my screen. All right. So as you can see on the calendar here, it's on the 27th. To get all the important information about what to expect on the exam, click on the Chapter 1 exam block here. The first thing is in the important exam information, it talks about the computer lab locations. And you have, if you're on the Yakima campus, it's in the DCO building, and they're open from 8:30 a.m. to 9 p.m. And on the Grandview campus, 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. Now you're given 60 minutes to do this exam. So that means you just need to arrive at least an hour before they close, right? Because when they close, that's not when you can start an exam. That's when they're, ready to shut the lights off. So arrive by 8 p.m. if you're taking it in Yakima, arrive by 6 p.m. if you are taking it in Grandview. Do make sure that you bring some form of picture ID, just something that has your name and a picture. That way they can just double check that, yes, you're taking the exam and you're the right person to be taking the exam. The exams are closed notes, so you don't get to bring any notes in with you. What'll happen though is you'll take most of the exam on WAMAP, and you'll take all of the exam on WAMAP, but you'll also have a piece of paper given to you where any problems that require some sort of work to be shown. So for example, in section 1.7, you are working a lot with proportions and tables. Well, I want to be able to see the fractions that you're using to come to your answers when you're coming up with those proportions. So it's important that you have paper to write on. And so what will happen is you'll be given that piece of paper by the test proctors, and it'll be numbered with problems. And so, like, let's say there's space for you to write on number 3, number 5, and number 8, for example. Then you need to make sure you write work down for 3, 5, and 8. You need to show your process. But other problems may not have any work for you to show, right? Because as you've gone through the WAMAP homework, there's been lots of, just short answer questions and things like that. So just any problem that's numbered on the piece of paper they give you, make sure that you're showing your work. As far as a calculator goes, embedded within problems that you might need a calculator, I do go ahead and put, I click on this, I put the Desmos Scientific Calculator. So it's just embedded within the problem. So you have a calculator built in to the WAMAP exam. If you want to bring your own scientific calculator, that doesn't bother me, but know that you don't have to, because this will be pulled up in any questions that you might need it. All right. Now, in terms of getting prepared for the exam, there's a couple things for you. The first is, if I click on this, it says review session recording. And of course, right now there's nothing there. It says review recording here. So that's where I'm going to put a recording of a review that we're going to have this week. And this review is going to be based on this document here. So before watching the review or attending the review, what you're going to do is get this either printed out or downloaded so that you can go through the questions along with the review. What's going to happen is on Wednesday from 7 to 8:15 p.m., that's when I'm going to hold the review session. But I understand this is an asynchronous online course, and so a lot of you might want to attend but are unable to at that time. And so it is going to be recorded, and after it's over, that recording will be posted here. So it's like a review session, that you might have in a class, for example, is what that's going to be. And then after that's done, then you can work on these islands questions. And the islands questions are just more kind of practice questions that'll help make sure that you're solid on the types of questions that we went over in the review session. So also in this islands question assignment, I have lists of some of the important topics that we've covered in chapter 1, as well as the page numbers in your notes where you can find those if you need to go back and review them. And also the assignments where you'll find those topics covered. Because not only can you go back into the notes and things like that, but at this point, you can go back into old assignments. And so just as an example, if I click on this first WAMAP assignment, it said, see how it says showing as practice? So I click on this and I can just click practice and I can do the problems again. And so, submit the question. Okay, I got it incorrect, but then I can also look at the key and it'll give me the correct answer. So all the assignments that you've done in the past, you can go back, redo them. It's not going to hurt your score or anything. So I encourage you to do that. So here's the islands questions. So they're just more that you can do. These aren't things you have to turn in. These are just what I would say they will probably be a big help to you in getting prepared and getting more confident for this material on the exam. I think it's worth saying, the practice questions for the review session and the islands questions, do they cover every single thing I could ask about on the test? Well, no. But I think that if you can do all of these really well, then you've probably got the big ideas down and should feel really confident going into the exam. The things that I put in these review sessions and this islands questions assignment, they're the types of things that I've noticed over the years that students need a little extra practice on. So don't leave these till the last minute. You won't get much out of them if you do. So I would say really dive into this review session recording shortly after it's recorded on Wednesday night, and then be working on these islands questions. Don't wait till the night before the exam. Be working on them earlier. Here's the key to the islands questions. So you can click on that and see my solutions. And then, of course, reach out if you have questions about it. And then finally, here's exam number 1. Right now, you can't click on it, but on the 27th, you will be able to. It'll ask you for a password, but the folks at the Test Proctoring Center, they'll have that password. They'll type it in, and then you'll be able to do the exam. All right. So please do reach out if you have any questions at all. And I'll be seeing you in the review session recording this week or during student hours. All right. So I hope you have a great day, and I'll talk to you later.